Hello everybody, Blitz11 here, and this is my third attempt to do a review on Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I'm going to be using Minecraft footage for the background footage here, whatever. I'm playing it anyway. I hope you don't mind if I stutter and like repeat myself a lot, because I'm bad at talking most of the time. Get that? No, I'm going to leave that right there. Man, I'm going to say that Spider-Man Brand New Day. Okay, before I get it, please do not leave any song requests for this video. I'm going to have this on both of my channels. And yes, I am going to give out a spoiler warning here. This will be a full-on spoilers here, so watch at your own risk. That's all I'm going to say. And I got to say, this is the best Spider-Man movie ever made. And hands down, yes, I'm saying that. 10 out of 10, best movie ever. Something like that. Do I have any... I'm hoping to mind if I break up. I need to organize these chests. I'm not going to play this game in a long time after this or something like that. So the first 10 minutes... okay, so like this... Yeah, stutter a lot. I'm gonna mess up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just, it's like, again, this is my third attempt to keep failing. So I think Marvel did a pretty good job of hiding the main villain of this movie. So the main villain is Sadie. The main villain says, oh my god. Yeah, again, Sadie Sink is the main villain. She's playing Jean Grey, and they did a pretty good job at hiding the villain. But at the same time, I didn't want her to be the villain. I didn't want Jean Grey to be the... Yep. Very bad. I didn't want Jean Grey to be the villain of the movie at all, because since I don't want mutants to be introduced into a Spider-Man movie. But yeah, I know Spider-Man's connected to the mutants in a way, but they had to do this because there's no other way, since all the other movies are failing, and they had to introduce the X-Men, mutants, and stuff like that pretty quick. So the first 10 minutes is like a montage of Spider-Man stopping villains, the most unknown and just obscure villains ever. And Tombstone, played by the actor from Black Lightning and stuff like that. And he's like, again, stopping the crime spree, stopping villains, he's getting the key to the city. He's struggling to be alone all the time. He's keeping an eye out on Ned and MJ when we're stalking their Instagram or TikTok, see how their life is going. And he's like working on a suit and stuff like that. And he has like a new AI, which quite gets annoying here all the time. Do I have anything right there? No. I'm not gonna. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. Like he has like one thing I do find annoying. He has an AI that gets. He has like a new AI every movie, which gets very annoying, which I don't like, but. And again, like I said, this is the best Spider-Man movie ever, and I mean that. 10 out of 10. No, I want to say 10 out of 10. Whoa, buddy. Looks like he's seen some bad days. But he's like struggling to be alone. This whole movie's plot is who he wants to be. If he's Spider-Man or if he's Peter Parker instead. So that's why he's struggling with a lot. Hang on, I want to see you try to repair you. Can't have you like this. There you go. You're all better now. And my iron with me. So yeah, he's like, again, Peter is like struggling if he wants to be Peter Parker or if he wants to be Spider-Man. So basically, yeah, then after he gets like he's teaming up with the police, he's teaming up with the Mirror and stuff like that, talking about crimes. Throughout most of the film, he's like talking to the Mirror talking about the whole conspiracy that's going on and what's happening, and she's talking about if he has any friends and stuff like that. So this is after the big montage of him stopping crime and getting the key to the city and stalking like his friends, old friends and stuff like that. At the end of No Way Home, like if you remember, at the end of No Way Home, he made the spell of Doctor Strange for everyone to forget who he is. Everyone forgot who Peter is, his friends, stuff like that. He keeps looking at that message, the note he wrote, to see if he's brave enough to tell them at all, and he doesn't at all. He really doesn't. You know, my house is here. Okay, I got lanterns up, yeah. So, like, he's struggling if he wants to tell her them or not, stuff like that. But he made the responsible choices, like, nah, he's good, like that. He doesn't want them to get involved in his world and what's going on in his life. Don't mind my Minecraft world. I cheated on here. I don't care anymore. I will create like a little Minecraft Let's Play on here someday or something like that, but not right now. So he gets a little crime alert on his. It's a nice bed right there, don't you think? So he gets a little crime alert on his phone saying that a tank's going to the city and he has to go. He's swinging on the treetops and stuff like. Not the treetops, the building on the. He's swinging on top of the buildings and stuff like into the alleys, and he just gets in the middle of the street and gets hit by a car which contains Frank Castle, the Punisher, right there. And he says he's going to do this his own way to deal with the problem, and Spider-Man doesn't want him to do that, so Frank pulls out his grenade launcher, shoots him off right there, but before he tries to shoot him with the grenade launcher, he whips it up. He grabs the thing out of his hand, whips it up top of the car. He pulls out another one, and just he shoots off the barrel like that, and just shoots it anyway. And Spider-Man just goes flying off and just goes swinging back in and just kicks through the corridor or something like that on the six through his van and says, "Go home, Frank. You're drunk." No, I'm joking about the drunk, but he just goes, "Go home." With that, and he's about to cuss until Spider-Man just rubs his mouth. They don't want that. They don't want to be overrated or something like that. Then he's flying. He's swinging through the city, trying to stop the tank with the police by his side. Then he's stopping. Cars are flipping over and stuff like that. Missiles are going off, and he saves civilians and stuff like that. Then the tank goes all the way to damage control. That's where it's heading out. And like that, he stops the tank. He opens up the hatch, and you see in the trailers that it's some old woman, which is being mind controlled. It's just flipping back and forth. Oh yeah, he stopped Scorpion in the montage. Forgot that he finally has Scorpion in these movies, which is amazing. That's been 10 years since I used Scorpion like that. Dang, it's hard to believe that's been that it's hard to believe it's been that long since I used Scorpion. And a lot of people are saying that he's like a lost cause or something like that. So yeah, so Jean Grey, something like that, just mind control, swapping, mind controlling him like that. Then he tells Scorpion that he's going to get him free or something like that, and he just like that. And Spider-Man stops the guy or stop the mind control guy or something like that, and he just gets off in which they change orders to get through that. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. Then he's okay, the mind control guard is tells them the change plans to another city or something like that. Then he does that. Then to another prison and stuff like that. They're trying to after that. I'm blanking on. I forgot. I only watched it a few days ago. Man. Okay, I'm so sorry. They change plans. Spider-Man stops the guys to get him help or something like that to see what's going on. And he's talking to the mirror about what's going on. Then he sees Ned and MJ. Well, mostly he sees Ned in this little shop here, and it says have a little awkward. And Ned just has a little awkward conversation with the cashier, and then he grabs some alcohol for his party and stuff like that. Then he just follows him, and he follows him to this houses, apartment and stuff like that. And he's walking around, and he's trying to remember stuff like that. Remember what he sacrificed. And he picks up a little Lego guy, and he spots the wall of the wall of Spider-Man location right there. Then he has a little interaction with Ned and MJ that. They introduce themselves, and Spider-Man Peter has to say "Oh, I'm Maynard" or something like that, which has to protect his identity, stuff like that. Then he sees MJ kissing another guy, and he has to leave. So again, the swinging is great, the action is great. If you don't know, they got a new director for this movie. It's the same guy who directed Shang-Chi, so they can have a different personality, style to the movies. John Watts was the original director of the Homecoming trilogy, the Home trilogy, but now not anymore or something like that. Because I think they want another style to these movies. Anyway, and he's reminiscing, going through a bunch of memories and flashbacks to see what's going on throughout his life. He doesn't. So basically, he gets throughout most of the film. He's just getting flowers for Aunt May's grave, and just remembering her. That's all. After the whole apartment thing with the MJ and Ned, he's struggling. He's remembering what he lost, stuff like that, and he just passes out. And he's he gets to his apartment and passes out, and he wakes up in a web cocoon. And my God, I am so glad they didn't go. Like I say, they didn't go down the man spider path. It's just throughout this entire film, Peter is just struggling out and figure out who he is. Like he's Peter or he's Spider-Man and stuff like that. And he's like, and he gets like a little ability chip right there or something like that. He's like trying to test him. He's trying to control the arachnid's part of his mind or something like that. And he's like on the rooftop and he's like trying to get his old web shooters going on, but since he's grown organic webs, and he's like breaks out of him and he's like squirting everywhere. Yes, that's an adult joke they put in that movie. He's like Peter 2 had these. He's like referencing Toby, and he's like squirting webs everywhere, which he can't control. That then he gets a little crime alert that's crimes happening and stuff like that, and he sees that the Scorpion's out, and he starts fighting him, and he realizes it isn't the Scorpion, it is the Scorpion, but mind controlled, and he just let his rage loose and just starts hurting him. And he throws Scorpion at a police officer's car, which causes it to wreck and stuff like that. And when the other police comes by and tells him he has to stop, so he's shifting in between and in and out of who he is. He's like the Spider, or he's Peter. Got what's in this thing? Nothing's in that thing. So yeah, a lot of these builds I kind of did, and sorry, I get a lot of these builds I did like watching YouTube tutorials, stuff like that. So like the mirrors tell him to go home and not to do any of that. So like again, he spins the he welcomed in a web cocoon, like snuck into his apartment building and stole some stole some weird outfits, something like that, to get back into place. But yeah, the one thing I do find annoying is that product placement everywhere. It's the whole Little Caesars team up they have, which is throughout most of the film. It gets annoying every now and then. Outhouse. Well, that's the one I've been to. I'm sorry. Say again. So he's having like a small segment where he's like trying to learn his new powers, trying to get to his whole pheromones in a way. He loses control. So he goes. Is this where I am at? Where am I now? Oh, this is I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted by other things. So he's falling to the ground and stuff like that, trying to get used to his whole new spider powers. And he's having trouble swinging every now and then, stuff like that. He goes to Dr. Banner, which is, he goes to Dr. Banner, which is the Hulk in the movie, stuff like that, kind of like that. He tells him he's a teacher in a class, a college, something like that. And he goes up to him that he needs help. This kingdom thing, I never really bothered to actually finish this thing, so this is the whole kingdom right here. So he goes to Dr. Banner and lies about his name again, something like he's Ned or something like that. He tells him that he needs help trying to struggle in between or something like that. He's like struggling to help reduce the whole thing. And Bruce tells him that he has like a little inhibitor or something like that to control the beast and not to let the beast get out or something like that. And that he starts developing one of his own and stuff like that until he gets it right. He's struggling to I'm so bad at this. But he's struggling with the whole he's struggling with the whole thing. He's trying to control the whole repress the spider side of him until he gets knocked to the ground and on a city block below him. He falls from his apartment building on top of the roofs, and he sees some civilian, which the civilian talks to him. Don't hurt the baby. Don't hurt. No. No, don't. I'm sorry, but don't hurt the baby sheep. Kind of rude. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I don't want the baby sheep to be hurt. So I gotta defend these two. So he's interacting with the civilian, which turns out to be Jean Grey. And they're arguing, and Jean Grey figured out who he was. He's trying to get inside his mind, but Peter's blocking her out or something like that. Hey there, piggy. So he's blocking her out. He's he's really good at blocking. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. Like, I hope that the more I do this, where I can. Okay, I'm getting distracted by other stuff on my thing. It's like he's blocking her out most of the time, trying to get in, from blocking, from getting inside his mind. I'm gonna go. I'm sorry. I gotta kill this wolf so he doesn't attack the baby sheep. Stay away from the sheeps. I'm sorry, but I don't want the baby sheep to be attacked. So, yeah, apparently, like, Jean Grey is inside Peter's apartment, figured out what's going on with him in a way, saying he's gonna go threaten MJ. She found the note and stuff like that, and she just starts, and he said like a little race to get to MJ. So he starts swinging, but he's having struggle swinging because he's going through that metamorphosis, some BS like that. And she's just like teleporting until like he has his AI to figure out how long is her range or something like that. She's like, again, she threatens MJ, stuff like that. Then he like stops, he crashes into her wedding, and she takes control of the bride and saying, "Look who it is! It's our friendly neighbor Spider-Man right here." That. Then he makes her way to MJ's apartment and stuff like that, saying, "You and Danger need to trust me." And she's like, "I don't trust you. I don't even know you." Something like that. Then they start swinging. It's like a little normal swing, and they're on top of this. I think on top of this apartment and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm being distracted by the baby sheep. That's too adorable. They're on top of the apartment, and MJ, like, throws up the mask, like, little. She takes the mask and just rolls it up a little bit and kisses him on the mouth, on the lips, something like that. And she's like, "Peter," stuff like that. And my God, and I'll tell you, like, I was about to crash. I was like, "Are they seriously doing a whole Disney thing right here? This is how she remembers a kiss, true love's kiss, to make her remember." But it turns out that wasn't the case. I was about to crash. I was like, "This is how MJ remembers that for a true love kiss, and that she remembers who she is." But no. Did I? Okay, I don't have any other maps on me. That's the only map. So apparently that Jean Grey possessed her and stuff like that. And started talking about how much of his failure he is and something like that. How everyone he felt. So he gets his darkest side and just grabs her by the neck and telling her to get out of her body. And she just kicks her out. She kicks him and starts falling to the ground, and she just gets out of her mind and unmind control, something like that. And he puts the mask back on. Yeah, he takes off the mask and the whole thing, puts it back on, and falls to the ground. And he says, like, "I'll do anything, just don't hurt her ever again." Then she wakes up and stuff like that. And he's like, he's gonna take her to a place so she's safe. She's like freaking out, wants to go home and stuff like that. And it's like, she wants. And oh yeah, during like the whole, I forgot to mention this one thing right there. During this whole thing, that Jean Grey wants to go for damage control and stuff like that because they're holding secrets and stuff like that. So they're holding secrets, and Peter goes to the New Avengers, Elena, or something like that, which she's chilling in a freaking hot tub or spring, something like that, to get help out there, to get some help. And he also goes to get help, and Elena just says, like, "I know this is out of our pay grade," something like that. It's like, and this is her analogy, okay? The whole small crime stuff. She's like, "You deal with the small potato stuff, we deal with the big potato stuff." Something like that. Basically saying that Peter deals with the street crime stuff, and she deals with the space stuff like that. Like he had to get naked. He had to get naked, and not naked, but in a swimsuit, but keep the mask on. Then he also goes to damage control to talk about what's going on. He'll help out. And like one thing after that, he takes MJ to Punishers to help. And one thing, Jean Grey, like, so after talking to Peter, how much he threatens her, stuff like that, that he wants something from damage control, she tells the driver in the car she has. Peter uses his AI face recognition to get a clear face ID on her or something like that. And Jean Grey tells the driver to go straight to MIT, which you know that Bruce is hanging out. Then, Peter takes MJ to where Punisher is to help protect her, and Punisher has like whole his place is like in a warehouse on a boat, something like that, and this booby trapped and all arguing. They were arguing. He said, "Fine, to stay behind." He'll let her stay, something like that, to protect her or something. That I don't even remember where half of this stuff leads. It's that. I'm sorry. Then like Peter's like trying to MJ like talking about finds like a little cabinet full of Punisher's kids and stuff, and he says, "Don't touch anything," and stuff like that. Your walls. What you looking at? My observatory. Go to the map room. Go to my map room here. Not that. Okay, I need some light in here. I'm not gonna even. So after that, he's like a little slow scene where they start talking about stuff like that, being mysterious on why he's like alone, where he's alone and stuff, and why he has nobody or something like that. It was Peter's talking to her like stuff like that. Again, that's what I'm gonna keep stick. I'm gonna keep saying stuff like that. I'm trying my best not to do that, but yeah. He keeps like saying how he's alone. He keeps his secrets and stuff like that, and I'm trying my best not to say that, but and he's like, and he's like trying to get the whole, and he's trying to like, he's been trying throughout most of the film to get like a little chip in his neighborhood or something like that to control his metamorphosis stuff, like trying to control his metamorphosis, but he keeps failing until like MJ comes around. Yeah, he's like, she's laying on a bed. He has his mask off, trying to get that behind a curtain, okay? And they're like talking about his secret identity, being alone. What is it going on? Why is he doing this? All that. And he's like, she gets up. He puts the mask back on, and she helps him with the chip enabled the boy. The chip, the little chip to suppress his spider side until she figures it out and helps him, since he's been struggling with this for like the entire half of the film or something like that. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to do that. He's been struggling with the whole chip enable throughout the entire film so he can impress his spider side. I need some glass right there. Then he gets a little alert that, yeah, he figures out. She figured. Oh my god. Oh no. So he figures out finds out who Jean Grey was. And one thing, I'm gonna hand it to Marvel because they did a pretty good job hiding the villain of the movie and Sadie Sink being Jean Grey. But again, I didn't want Jean Grey to be the villain of the movie, since I don't want mutants to be introduced into a movie. Then he figures out Jean Grey from the facial scanner, and he goes off. And then after that, he gets a little alert on his phone that damage control is being attacked. So he like fix the little chip to neighbor. Sorry, like if I'm struggling, stuff like that. Oh my god, stuff like that. Why am I? I'm promising I'm trying my best not. He's like struggling with the little chip neighbor after getting that fixed. He goes off to damage control to stop Jean Grey until she brought a friend, which is the Hulk, which is like the Bruce Hulk version like that. It's the Bruce version of the Hulk. Then he starts fighting, and after that, like everything, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to remember this. I'm trying my best to remember. Again. So he's like fighting the Hulk. Before that, MJ tells the Punisher that he needs help, and he goes off to go help the Punisher. The Punisher goes off to help Peter, but he doesn't even know that he's Spider-Man because he's trying to keep his identity a secret and stuff. he's trying to keep his identity a secret, so others don't know who he is. Then at the, I'm trying my best not to say stuff like that. I'm trying my best. I'm so sorry. So he's in damage control. It's all broken. The damage control officers are inside the little, are inside this little freaking vault to protect themselves. Yeah, there are little bats everywhere. Vaults everywhere. Trying to get this whole thing to go big. How big this can go. I don't know how big it can go. Then he's fighting the Hulk. But he's struggling to fight the Hulk. And the Punisher comes in saying that she sent me to help you and stuff. She sent me to help you. And he like shooting the Hulk, but that's not good enough. Then the Hulk gets up. The Bruce Hulk version of the Hulk gets up. And Punisher goes like, oh shh. Like, I'm not trying to cuss or anything, but he says, oh crap. I try my best not to keep an eye on this, but I'm like so bad at talking, and that's my fault. And after he's like having a whole big fight, and Peter says, "I'll deal with the Hulk, and you go deal with Jean Grey." Jean Grey does mind control, like, and he's like saying, "Do not get into like a certain direction. She will mind control you." And he's like, and Punisher like, "I'll do this. I'll handle this my way." Then he gets mind controlled and start putting bombs on the vault to get him out. And Peter is like struggling with the Hulk, and he's like, and he gets the Hulk, the Bruce Hulk, to be back to normal, to be normal Bruce Banner. And he got that down. I don't want these to be scripted because I don't want to spend like an entire week. But again, I'm gonna do anything bad. I know where that goes. Then he's talking to like he's talking to Bruce, and he asked that he said he got the whole, he said she got the other guy to come out, the savage version of Hulk, so he starts fighting, and he manages to calm him down and get him out and remember who he is. I know there's like a little theory going around that Hulk remembers who Peter is, but the problem is Peter and Hulk never really had an interaction before this movie or something like that. Something. Oh my god. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. And like that, then he managed to get. Then he managed to get the Hulk calmed down. Then Jean Grey goes in and gets the whole. Oh my god. She goes in and gets the director of damage control. Peter comes in and just pushes the inhibitor trigger button on her to block the mind path control, stuff like. Put the mind control on her. Then after making her like getting her sedated or something, her falling to the ground, she says Sarah, which is the name of her sister. Which I'm not familiar with I do like the X-Men movies, but I'm not that familiar with the X-Men, since not all of them are really good. Really good. This should have been like a freaking 10 to 15 minute review, but I'm like struggling. He tells the director like who Sarah is. He lied, saying that was a coworker or something. And Peter goes back to MJ, which she found the note. And they had a conversation. And she says like, "This is what you're trying to hide. This is what you're trying to hide from me." And he's like, "Yes." And she's like, "That person that you know is not me anymore." And I'm like, "I don't love you." Which just, that's just freaking hurts. Like Peter, it just hurts on Peter. And she made her peace with him and made her peace, wants to leave, but comes back, says like, "Yeah, I have no phone, can't go anywhere." So she So he swung them. So he swung them back to go back to her apartment. And like I said, he want to come in, meet Ned, and be weird. Ned had like the whole little spider tracker or something like the whole program to keep an eye out on Spider-Man, just to like thank him or something, not to unmask him. And he's like, he didn't pass out or anything like that, but he's like really happy to meet his little fan, a little happy to meet his idol, and like he's a little hanging out. Something. I'm not trying to say hanging out, having fun, so, and he is. This is the most. Peter says this is the most fun I ever had, and he like, and MJ drew a little picture of them hanging out, and like they were clearly like meant to be friends together. And he like remembers like, and they talked about how. Again, I'm trying. Like, I'm busy right now. Get this out. And they. I'm kidding. This should have been like 30 minutes. A little hangout. He remembers. They remember, and he remembers that. Well, he figures out that the director lied to him. So, what is going on with the kid? And he, oh my god, and he's talking to like, and he gets on the phone with Elena and talks about the whole real reason. Oh my god, this should. So he gets on the phone, talks to Elena, what's going on, and figures out the truth. So he gets back on his swing and goes down to the. I forgot what I was gonna do here. Yeah, I was gonna have a little pathway right there. So he starts swinging down to the. Oh my god, I am so bad at this. Okay. So he starts swinging down to Damage Control headquarters to confront them about what's happening. And they're going to. And Punisher's like following him, like saying, you got the whole spider tracker on him doing. And Peter's like saying, don't do this, I know what to do. And he's like, nope, I'm handling this my way. So like the whole Damage Control has Jean Grey locked up and started the test under the mind control on her. And he's like telling me, and she's like telling me where's, and she's like telling him where's his sister, and like this, and she's like being tortured by this testing thing right here. And she's like, the whole problem is she's like, she has a little flashback of her and her sister trying to test her tires, and the range limit they have is like 30 meters under mind control. And she's like, let's go get some ice. And she's like, I'm gonna go get some ice cream. And then she gets arrested by Damage Control. And Jean tries to interfere, but she got mind controlled by her sister Sarah to get her out of here, so trying to protect her. And again, her entire film, and the last thing, she's been trying to look for her sister throughout the entire time of the film, and the last thing that she remembers that the message she sent her is called something called VMAX. And she thinks it's some kind of special experiment or some kind of science experiment or something, but it's not. It's like when she's being tortured in this little room, like when Damage Control is testing her powers and stuff, she looks up at the ceiling and she sees a vent where it says VMAX, but the problem is VMAX wasn't doing anything special. As the vent, it was just a vent that just had like a little paper or something, tape release or something off, and she's like, this is where he killed her, something like that, and she just this is where she killed her, and she just loses control and just makes her mind control power go everywhere in the United City, like a limited range of everything just being halted. Punisher crashes his car so he doesn't get trapped in this whole range field. And Spider-Man shows up. Everyone's being mind controlled at the facility, but everyone else in the city at a certain range limit is just stuck. And Punisher's like, confused or something like that. I'm trying my best not to say. And everyone, Punisher is just confused. They're not gonna get trapped like that. Not gonna get trapped. So he gets on the nearest building, gets a sniper up, and has his sniper ready to pull a gun out on her. Peter shows up. He fights the hand, which is very cool. She's mind controlling the hand. The the hand from the Iron Fist show. If anyone ever watched that, or the Daredevil show. And he starts fighting. He's like here to help her, and she's like, "You're the one that put me in here in the first place." And he's like, she wants to kill the head of the director of damage control. Peter won't allow it, and he's just like, so she mind controls the hand and starts fighting, and he starts fighting them. Yeah, he fights damage control just to get inside the building, but keeps them safe or something. Keeps them safe so they don't get hurt. And he starts fighting the hand until he loses the upper hand. And she like not mind controls him at all. And he's trying to get through the whole area to talk to her, so she doesn't end up killing anybody. And he says, she says like, "Who exactly are you? Are you Spider-Man or are you Peter Parker?" And he takes off the mask and just takes the chip off. And he's controlling his arachnid things, like his arachnid emotions, pheromones. The whole, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't even know what the heck I'm even doing on this map anymore. So he's like controlling the whole arachnid pheromones to stop trying to transform into something that he's not. And he's like struggling like who he is. Like this entire film, Peter is like just struggling if he's Peter Parker or he's Spider-Man. And he's like, then he's like has his blackouts. He's like not blacking out in a way, but he's like losing himself to like the spider part of himself. And he's like he takes out the mask, gets on the ground, takes the Intimidator chip off, and she's like, "Who are you exactly?" And he's like, "I'm both." Then he just realizes who he is, and he defeats the hand and walks in there. And she's trying to stop him by using her. She's trying to stop him and using her mind control stuff, mind control, the blocking out to make him stop moving fast. And he's like, "This isn't who you are. This isn't what she wanted. She doesn't want you to be a killer." And she's like, "You don't even know what she actually wanted from me." And and he's like, I can. And she's like, "I can mind everyone in the city, but can't you?" And he's like, "Do it now." So she's inside his mind. It's like she's like, "You have nobody to lose" or something. Okay, like this. She like talk to him like, "You have nothing to lose. You're not alone," or something. You're not alone. You have somebody. I'm trying my best to actually get this right. Man, this shouldn't be no 40-minute review. I'm so sorry. She's like, you have no idea what it's like to lose somebody or to lose someone you love. And he's like, "I know what it's like to lose someone." So she lets her into her mind, and she has like the whole little memory of a conversation that Peter had with May. Then it like transforms into like a moment that Jean Grey had a moment with May instead. That she's beautiful and you're powerful and you have people around you. And then, like Aunt May's like little messages like the powers are not who make you who you are. You make who you are. And she's like, Jean Grey's like, "I'm all alone," and Peter's like, "You're not alone. You have me. You have us." And she like hugged in the whole the memory flashback. Inside the memory, and he's like a gunshot, and he jumps out of the way and blocks the gunshot. And Frank is trying to handle things his way, but he ends up he shoots Peter, and he brings him to the. And you tell like she's trying to stop the bleeding and stuff, and she doesn't anymore. Well, he kind of does. So he this shouldn't be like a 40-minute video. I'm just bad at talking. Okay, the Punisher, like again, the Punisher shoots a bullet trying to kill Jean Grey, but Peter jumps in the way and stops it. She tries to stop the bleed, and he says he's fine. Then cuts to the scene where the Punisher is bringing Peter inside the hospital, and then the news is telling the city that Spider-Man's been shot. And the whole city's having a whole heart-to-heart moment and being there for Spider-Man. And then moments go by, he wakes up, and he's has a little heartfelt conversation with Punisher, and he's like struggling. He's like struggling to get up and get out or something. And the Punisher's like, I'm gonna help you try to get out of here. Just put on your normal clothes, walks out, and the Punisher wears the mask. And he's like raving to the people on the street. And I swear to you, I thought I saw like Mr. Beast in the background on one of those pictures. And one of the whole crowd cheering for Spider-Man in the hospital. So like after that he has a little conversation with the mayor and stuff. I think he's finally found his friends, his family. Then he's like sees a bank robbery. He's like, and the mayor's like, no, I'll handle this. You just rest. And that's what he does. So he goes to his little shop to get some flowers for his aunt, which he's gonna do. And he says like, maybe I can get up and be who I am. And he sees Ned there. He walks up to him, does a little handshake very awkwardly, and he's I like how little he has a little handshake had very awkwardly, and he's like Peter. And I don't know if this is. Now, I personally don't know if he actually remembers him at all or not. But I think just remember because MJ just flat out says Peter's name when he's in the Spider-Man mask. And that's where like the whole movie ends. But I did have like a little heartbreaking moment when the Punisher was bringing Spider-Man into the hospital. I kind of shed a tear right there. But the city's there for Spider-Man when he needs it. And like there's like only one post credits where I see Spider-Man out in space on the Spider Tracker. My best guess that is another version of Peter. It could be Venom, which he can mimic Spider-Man's abilities and his whole thing, or something, or any other variant. Is that what they're called? Not doppelganger, but yeah. This is my review on the whole Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day. I'm gonna say it's very good. Tom Holland really brings out the best in Spider-Man. He's very good. I'm not one of those people who just flats out. I'm not one of those people that's flat out switched up on him, because I've always been a fan of Tom Holland since Homecoming and Civil War. I say it's the best Spider-Man movie out there. Yeah, I said it. 10 out of 10. Well, 9 out of 10, because if I have any other criticisms of this movie, it's just Tom looks very awkward in that Spider-Man suit sometimes. A lot of scenes that have some bad green screen. I was about to be very pissed if the whole MJ is gonna remember Peter as like a whole love, like a true love kiss, in a way. Hulk and Punisher feels like glorified cameos in a way, but that isn't the case. But like, well, kind of in a way. Again, I don't think. Okay, I feel like glorified cameos, somewhat in a way, but not really, since they do have like a story in the movie. Peter's asking Bruce for help to control his arachnid side, and Punisher's in just to help with the crime in a way. But like, I think the only reason that they use him because they need to fill out the whole. But they have no. I think the only reason they use Hulk and Punisher because they have no other projects to use them for. Since again, it's still part of the universe, needs to use them in a way, but trying my best to remember, but I keep being distracted by the blocks here and falling down. Get me back on the ledge. Get me back on the ledge. Like, the whole. I think in the original draft of this movie, I don't think Hulk and Punisher were supposed to be in the movie, but I think they need to use them in the movie somehow since Marvel can actually officially use them. Marvel can actually officially use Hulk because the movie rights go to Universal, and they don't want to show that money with them. And Punisher is just something they can't. Punisher as a character, I'm probably sure they can't. They have nothing to do. They have nothing to use him for, so they just threw him in the movie. But yeah, my other gripe is that J. Jonah Jameson isn't in the movie. I don't know what J.K. Simmons was doing or at all, which is a small complaint I have. But yeah, some of this CGI is a little bad. Some scenes can be very bad. Some scenes can be very awkward. Peter looks very awkward in that suit. Tom Holland looks really awkward in that suit. A bunch of kind of overstuffed in a way, but not that much. It's a pretty good movie. I still love it. It's like one of the better Spider-Man movies. I want to say it's one of the best. Across the Spider-Verse movies are better. But my little complaint that this movie during the 5 years they had. Maybe the whole 5 years since No Way Home and this movie. Since there's a lot of drama that was going around for this movie, that Sony wanted to be like another multiverse movie, but Marvel wanted to be more grounded story. Kind of glad we got the whole grounded story more. My only complaint is like, what are they doing with Venom? Because they left that Venom piece at the end of No Way Home, so they must be using it for something. So again, it's peak. The movie is peak. I totally recommend this whole thing spoiler review in a way. But yeah, I'm sorry for this video being 50 minutes long since I'm very bad at talking. I'm gonna give the movie like a good old 9 out of 10. Very great movie. Probably the best live action Spider-Man movie. I said it better than. Yeah, I said it. You heard me. I said it. One of the better Marvel movie. I want to say the best Marvel movie. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I don't know if I should have to script it, but again, I don't want to work on a whole week for a script. So I can be awkward talking both ways. So, yeah, great. Like, I'm just like very bad. I'm very sorry about this. I don't want to restart this since in like 50 minutes in this recording. But yeah, great Spider-Man movie. Very great movie. Definitely recommend. Small criticism that I ever have is like J.K. Simmons in the movie. Some things feel overstuffed and rushed. The Tombstone could have been like a good movie. Could have been a movie villain, a solo villain for a movie. Hulk and Punisher feels like they've just been thrown in there just to make the verse seems more filled out. I'm just pretty sure that's in the contract anyway. No Venom in the movie. What the heck they're doing with it? I have problems with MJ and Ned. They should have been in the movie. And this one thing isn't a problem. This thing was on my side. I don't know if I was getting headaches throughout most of the movie because I was in the front seat watching the movie, which is I had to look up at the top row. At this time, I didn't have any annoying. I don't know if I was the annoying one, but yeah, I didn't have any annoying moviegoers that yelling stuff out. But yeah, waited 5 years just to see MJ say no. That's heartbreaking. I'm sorry, Peter. You deserve better. But yeah, again, great movie. Totally recommend watching it. Very good. Very peak. Most fun I ever had with the Spider-Man movie. Don't really have any other problems other than pacing can be a bit issue. Some scenes just lean on way too much. One post-credit scenes. But yeah. I clearly enjoyed the movie. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, I'm going to post this on both of my channels, on the first and second channel. I should have had this scripted, but I don't want to. But okay, what are your thoughts on this movie? Tell me down in the comments below. Do you think it's good? If you watch it, do you think it's bad? It's the best Spider-Man movie we had in years and stuff like that. It doesn't come close to the Spider-Verse movies, but it could be better. There's a little review of mine. Shouldn't be like 50 minutes long, but again, I'm sorry for like struggling. I'm not a good talker at all. I should be better. Yeah. That was my review on Spider-Man Brand New Day. A great movie. In all, I'm Blitz11, and I'll see you on another movie. And again, I'm so sorry for taking like. I'm sorry for making this video so long. So I'm a bad talker. I just want to, if you even care about my thoughts and opinion on the movie, but yeah, I could have made this very, very much shorter. I'm Blitz11, and I'll see you all later. Bye.